there's evolution and it continues, and it's an incredible conceit to somehow assume that we are the pinnacle of evolution. And I do happen to think, by the way, that there's very little doubt that machines will become conscious, and biology will have to adopt that at some level to keep up. Once you can have the program, the software and the hardware at the same time, it's an advantage. And so it's always seen as a bad thing in science fiction. The Borg, I always have to mention Star Trek. The Borg, all these people are, whenever a robot or a machine has intelligence, it always is bad, but it's not obvious to me at all it would be bad, and I think it's the future, so get used to it.
So up here on my left, number 6.
Okay. Good evening, and thank you very much for coming. I was hoping to get your thoughts, if you gentlemen are familiar with Professor Gregory Chaitin's proposed new field of study that he's calling metabiology. And in this field, what he wants to try and do is prove evolution through randomly mutating software using mathematical models where the mutations are simple enough to prove rigorous theorems at the same level of precision that is common in theoretical physics.
I think that's for you, Lawrence.
Well, actually, let me begin by saying that, I think Richard was a pioneer in some sense in that area early on, and in the sense of building models that mimic evolution, computer models. And I think there's, I suspect, as a physicist who's looked at biology, and physics and biology are now getting very much closer, that it's a noble goal, but it's premature, I suspect. Biological systems are very, very complex. And that's why I do physics. It's so much easier. And I think it's a noble goal, and we will one day get there, perhaps. But I suspect to argue that we were on the threshold of having mathematical... We already do have proofs of evolution. I don't see why you need other ones. We have empirical proofs of evolution. And being able to model systems that are extremely complex is a very difficult thing to do, especially when there's so many variables over which you don't have control. One of the reasons physics has been so successful as a discipline is that we can isolate extraneous variables, but it's much harder in biology, and so I think it's a long way off. I don't know if you want to add to that at all.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much.